Okay, in a previous video I showed you how to label the sides of a triangle, and I introduced you to this, which is sine OH, cosine AH, tan OA, and sometimes we call this SOHCAHTOA. You've probably heard of that before. So that's from the S here, the O and the H, the C here for cosine, AH, and the T here from the tan, O and A. And we already know that the O is opposite, the A is adjacent, and the H is hypotenuse. So we're going to show an example of how we can find a missing side in a right-angled triangle. So first of all, we've got this angle here, so this is our theta, and it's 30. And we think about what two sides we've got. We've got the opposite side, across from 30, and we've got the hypotenuse. Which one of these uses O and H? So we pick the correct one, and that's the sine. So we're going to use sine, and now we're going to fill in the values here if we have them. So we have sine, theta is the angle, which is 30, and that equals opposite, which is x, divided by 8. Going to do a little bit of algebra here, so this is going to multiply both sides by 8, so it's 8 times sine 30 equals x. Now if I go to my calculator, I'll bring my calculator into the screen. First thing, on any calculator screen there's probably a D or a DEG or an R or RAD up here that tells me what mode I'm in. Now I don't want to be in radians, I want to be in degrees, so on this calculator I could change it here. Might be a bit easier on your calculator. Now I'm in degrees, because this is degrees, I can simply do this to find x. 8 times sine 30, and it's 4. So the value of x is 4. Okay, so we picked out the correct one of these three by looking at the sides, and then we filled in the information, did some algebra, used our calculator. So let's have another go at another triangle. And in fact, if you want to pause it and try and work it out yourself, you can do. Here's the angle, and we have this side which is next to, and that's adjacent to the angle. And we have this side which is hypotenuse. So we decide A and H is cosine, so I'm going to use this one. I'm going to fill in the values, so it's cosine 70 equals adjacent, which is our x, the one we don't know, divided by 10. A little bit of algebra, 10 times cos 70, and that will give me x. Now I don't know what cos 70 is, so I'm going to bring my calculator up again and do 10 times cos 70, and it gives me 3.42. Okay, let's do one more, and again, if you want to pause it, you can pause the video and have a go. Now, you probably guessed, we've done sine and cosine, we're going to use tan this time, and the reason for that is here's my angle. We've got this one which is next to, which is the A, and this one which is across from it, which is the opposite. And there's your right angle, of course. So now we're going to fill everything in. So we're going to have tan 50 equals opposite, which is 6 divided by x. Now I've made it slightly different here. The x is on the bottom, so I'm going to multiply both sides by x. I'm going to do this carefully in 2 steps with the algebra. And then I'm going to divide both sides by tan 50, because that's how it's going to go into my calculator. X divided by tan 50. Bring the calculator up. Okay, so we've got 6 divided by tan 50, 6 divided by tan 50, and the x value is 5.03. Okay, and that's simple, finding the missing side of a right-angled triangle.